Hey folks, and welcome back to the Kentucky Hot Wheels video series. In this video, I'm going to be installing some auxiliary switches in our Gladiator Rubicon. As I mentioned in previous videos, our 2020 Overland we had came with the auxiliary switches. And I really do kind of miss them because I am installing exterior lights on the Jeep. So I need these. So doing some research, seeing what other people's doing, looking at different options. Of course, I'd like to have the OEM switches in here, but I kind of like the cubby hole as well. And for the price, it's not horrible, but the installation process is not easy. It's definitely doable, but for what I'm going to be using it for, I think there's probably a better alternative. So, passing the OEM auxiliary switches, I started looking at the Z Automotive setup, which is actually pretty good. It's a little cheaper. You still have to buy the OEM switch bank separately. So instead of the $350, you're going to have to add another $80 for the auxiliary switches. Unfortunately, it seems like it's always out of stock. So it would be kind of nice, and I wouldn't mind going that route. But I started looking at other options. Another popular option is this last fit auxiliary switch bank, which kind of has that OEM look. Seems to be pretty straightforward with the install. It's not expensive, $243, and you get everything you need in the kit. The only thing is, like I mentioned, I'd kind of like to keep my cubby hole because the other side I've got my lockers and locker switches and everything. So this was going to be the top runner until I started looking a little bit deeper, and then I come across this. I guess the VOSWITCH, whatever, the JL400 grab handle. Price is right, $200. Everything comes in the kit that you need, and it's pretty straightforward as well. Your switches go in your four auxiliary switches are mounted in your grab handle. After looking at some videos of the install, seems pretty straightforward, not too hard. So this is what I decided to go with. Again, something I can always change my mind later and add the OEM switches if I want to, but for my needs, I think this is actually going to work out pretty good. I like the design, very clean, and I think it was a good choice. So I'll show you everything that's included in the box here in just a moment. But again, and there's other alternatives as well, not just these four. I think this VOSWITCH, they make 3 or 4 different models or options you can go with. But this is the one I decided to go with. I went ahead and ordered it. It came today. So let's take a look at it and see what's in the box. Looks like it's nicely packaged. I already took a peek earlier, so nothing's a big surprise to me. Got your decal. This is the switch panel itself that mounts into your grab handle. I really do like this design. Got 4 aux buttons. Can be powered separately if you want it to. These are backlit. You can change the color of the backlight. So I'm anxious to see what that's all about. Got some zip ties, inline fuse. I guess that's going to be for your power from the fuse box to your on-off switch there. Looks like everything we need there. And then here's the unit itself. And my understanding is this mounts right on top of the battery. So everything we need is right here. This will run across the cowl inside the Jeep into the grab handle and plug into this. So yeah, I think this will work just fine. Hopefully maybe tomorrow If not tomorrow, this weekend, we'll start on this project and see just how hard it is. It's not going to be an in-depth how-to because there's already videos floating around about how to install it, but it'll be more like if I run into anything odd or weird or difficult, I can share that with you all during the install. So when we're ready to install this, I'll bring you guys back. Till then, take care, and I'll talk to you all later. Hey folks, all right, so it's a little nastier outside today than I was hoping, but there are still some things we can do to get started on this project. We'll go ahead and get this mounted, the whole brain of the switches. I know that they sent an extra bolt here to secure this. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at what we've got. Now this here is the wire I ran up for these lights up front here. I'll just set it aside. This should mount right here like that. So it looks like a 10 millimeter. I'll have to get this bolt here. I'll go ahead and get it secure with the bolt that they sent with the kit. So let me get this mounted, get this wire ran here for these lights up here, and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. Okay, I got the unit mounted, and like I said before, I'd already ran these wires up for the lights there, so there's no reason why I can't go ahead and get them connected to the inside here. This will be AUX 1, AUX 2, AUX 3, AUX 4. On the button, I'll be using AUX 3 for these lights here. So I'll go ahead, pull this back, get the wire strip, get them right in here, and then I'll bring you guys back in just a second. But so far, easy install. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the auxiliary lights in the front wired into this relay here, which should be AUX 3. I think next, let's see, we're pretty much done here, so we can go ahead and button this back up. Next, I want to plan on running the wire for the controller. Now, a lot of people just run down the front here of the firewall, which is fine, but I think I'm going to run mine under the cowl here. Same distance, so it shouldn't really matter. I should be able to feed this through here without any problems. So what I'll have to do first is take the corner caps off and try to fish this wire here down through there. So I think that's what I want to do next. Come in right through here under this foam pad and straight across. That way I don't have to worry about tying it in here anywhere. And of course, these are the cables for the positive and negative on the battery, and that will be the last thing that I connect. So let me try to get these around through there, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. Okay, one quick thing before I start on this. If you want to remove these corner caps, it'll take a number 40 Torx bit to remove these 4 screws right here to get the corner cap off. A number 40 Torx bit. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, as you can see, I got the corners taken off. Over there, this here, pretty straightforward. Keep in mind when you take them out, the short bolts here go on the side, longer bolts here go on the top. I did have to remove my antenna to get this cap to pull out. Now, as you can see, hopefully you can, you got pretty much a straight shot over to the other side, and it should interfere with the wipers or anything if I stay to the right of everything there. So should be fairly easy. I work in the IT field, so I have access to these fiberglass rods that we use to run Cat 5, Cat 6, whatever, any kind of cabling. So that'll help me. I'm going to fish this through the side here, and I should be able to pull this wire through without any trouble. Just tape it to the back. So that's the plan anyhow. Let's run it right through there, and when I'm done, hopefully quickly, I'll bring you guys back. Talk to you in a bit. Okay, as you can see, I've got the cable, the wire fed up in there. I'll leave a little slack on this side. It goes right through this foam pad, right up through the cowl there, underneath. So I can go ahead and put this corner back on and put my antenna back on. But it goes right up to there, no problem whatsoever. Shouldn't interfere with the wipers or anything like that. And I'll bring it over on this side. And as you can see, that leaves me plenty here to get inside the windshield frame up to the grab handle. If you open this up and you see this plug and you want to know what that is for adaptive cruise control. That's all that is. So any excess that I have left, once I run it up to the grab handle, I'll actually store right in here under this corner cap as well, just to keep it out of the way. So this is probably as far as I'll be able to go today, because it's as you can see, it's gonna rain. It's already sprinkling a little bit, and I do have to pull the windshield forward just a little bit to get the wires up underneath this pad right here. I guess I could go ahead and take the grab handle off. If I do, I'll bring you guys back for that, but this is probably going to be it for tonight. I'll go ahead and get this secured, get that cap back on, and I'll see you guys either a little bit later this afternoon or tomorrow. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, as you can see, probably on the windshield, it is starting to rain, but there is a couple more things I can do this evening before I quit. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the grab handle, and I got to remove this speaker grill right here. And to do that, I'm going to use this tool right here, readily available to any auto parts store. I've had this one for years, working on other cars and stuff. But basically, you just use it to get under and pry to get what you need out. So, got to take this cap off here, cap off the bottom. Then there's 2mm nut or bolts I need to take out, and then I'll have to drill this on the back side for the new cable to come through for the controller. So I'm not going to film it. Like I said, this is a tool I use. There may be some cussing involved, so to keep it friendly, I'll do this off camera, and I'll bring you back when I'm done to let you know if I run into any problem. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so that wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it would be. These pull off without any issue quickly. This whole process took like 30 seconds. Like I said, there's a 10mm bolt there I need to take out, and then one down here at the bottom, and I can pull this handle out. The speaker grill, again, come out no problem. The hardest one was this back corner one that sits back here, and I would highly suggest not to use anything metal. Get you one of these plastic tools here, and like I said, 10 seconds, you got it out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take these bolts out, remove this, and I'll show you the modification you have to make to the handle. Okay, I'll bring you guys back in a bit. Okay, as you can see, I've got the grab handle out, no problem. Once you take these two 10mm bolts out at the bottom here and out the top, just give it a quick yank and it'll come right out, no problem. Now, like I said, there is a modification to this part right here that I have to make. I have to drill a hole here to get the wire for the controller through here. So I'll go ahead and do that now, but it's raining, so I'll have to do it in the garage. I'll bring you guys back in just a bit. Okay, so hopefully you can see things a little better now. But here's the grab handle itself. So I think this is the bottom. I think this bolt out here and the bolt out up here. In the instructions, they just have you loosening this bolt, or taking these bolts out and pulling this out this way. It's a lot easier just to go ahead and remove it. I mean, the only added step to the process is to remove that speaker grill, which we already did. So you don't have to remove the speaker grill and just pull this out and fight and cuss to get it up through here, or just remove the speaker grill and pull the grab handle out and be done with it. Now the modification you have to make to this is fairly easy. Of course, this cover here will come out. That's pretty easy. Just squeeze this little thing together and it falls right out. And of course this is going to replace it right here. So you have to drill, I think it's a 20mm hole right in the center here, right between these two points right here. And to do that, I'm going to use a stepper bit. That'll make it a lot easier. I might drill a pilot hole first with a small bit, but this stepper bit should make it a lot easier just to drill through. It's just got to be big enough to get this through it. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm finished. See you in a bit. Okay, so as you can see, the stepper bit drills a perfect hole right here in the center. Now all we should have to do, this is your controller, is get the retainer and everything through there like that. And that's how it will mount. I'm not going to put it in there until we get it secure, but it slides right in that little slot, like that, and you just push down on it. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. Okay, so hard part's done. Like I said, you can see now it's raining outside, so the rest is going to have to wait tomorrow, which shouldn't be too hard. All we have to do is remove the freedom panels, remove 4 bolts, bolts that secure the windshield frame. Again, it's number 40 Torx, and then pull the windshield forward slightly, just a hair, and run that cable up underneath it. And then once we do that, just plug and play, put it back together, and we're done. So I'll bring you guys back in the morning when we're ready to proceed, and we'll get this wrapped up. And as soon as we get it wrapped up, we'll probably start on the next project, which is the hitch. We're going to install a hitch on the back of the truck. Okay, so enough for today. You guys have a good evening, and I'll bring you guys back tomorrow. I'll talk to you later. Alright, so as you can see, it is the next morning, and the weather hasn't gotten really any better, but it's not raining right now. I don't think it's supposed to rain anymore this morning or this afternoon, so we're going to go ahead and proceed with getting this switch installed. So my next step is going to be to remove the freedom panels here. I've got 4 Torx screws in the top of the windshield frame, so I can push the windshield forward to feed the cable up through here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the freedom panels and the Torx screws, and I'll probably bring you guys back before I actually run the cable. So I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, removing the freedom panels and taking the 4 Torx screws out, which look like this. Took about 5 minutes. It was nothing. And with those screws out, you can see just how easy the windshield frame you can lift, no problem. So basically all we're going to do is run that cable right up through here. So I'm going to need both my hands, so I don't want to stand here and hold this, but I'm going to go ahead and get the cable run up through here, and I'll bring you guys back in just a second. But no, pretty easy so far, no big deal. Okay, I'll see you guys in just a bit. Okay, as you can see, I've already got the cable ran up through here on the side, and again, the windshield's still, the screws are still out of it. If I need to pull any more, I just push up on the windshield and pull the cable up. But all I need is enough to screw into this, which I'll go ahead and do. I can get everything together here. Make sure that's good and secure. All right, then what I'll do next is I'll go ahead and get this mounted back up, put back in, screws back in, windshield secure, freedom panels put back on top, and the speaker cover put back on. And once I've done that, I'll bring you guys back, but you can see exactly how it comes up through there. No issue at all. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, one small change before I button all this up. Like I said, the handle snapped right back into place. Before I button this up, secure the windshield and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the work I need to do under the hood. So I've got to connect the positive and negative to the battery, and then another wire that goes to the ignition. So this is operated only with the ignition on. I'll explain that a little bit more when I get over there. So let me get the hood back open, get everything ready, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, to get these switches to run off the ignition, there's a couple things we need to do inside the box and inside the fuse box. One of those is to change these dip switch right here so they're both in the on position. So 1 and 2 we want on. Right now we've only got 1 on, and we have to get something to poke in there to turn that on. But anyhow, I gotta change this dip switch position right here, and then I'm going to remove, let's see if I can get you in here, this fuse right here, this 20 amp yellow fuse. All right, and we'll replace it with this, add the fuse back to here. Sorry, not a very good cameraman. And then connect it to this ignition wire that goes to the box. That's the plan anyhow. So I'm going to need both hands to do that. Let me get that tied up, and then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, as you can see, I've got the 2 dip switch right here on the on position that still allow the ignition to control this box, whether it's on or off. Then I've got my ignition cable ran over here. I think this is fuse 52, which is a cigarette lighter. And all you do is remove the existing fuse, put this piggyback on, put the fuse back, if you can. Hopefully that's in focus for you. And then crimp your wire together and run it outside the fuse box. So really the only thing left to do before I button everything up is to connect the positive and negative to the battery and give it a test. If the test okay, I'll button everything up and bring you guys back. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I got the negative and positive connected to the battery. I've got the dip switches in the right position. I've got my ignition cable ran through the fuse box here. That should be everything we have to do before I tidy everything up. So the only thing we have to do is give it a try and see what happens. Fingers crossed. And like I said, if it works, I'll come back, wire tie these up and everything, and make it look all nice and neat. Oh, one more thing. Since you're going to be in your fuse box, it's best to go ahead and lay your hood back down, give you plenty of room to work in. Just put you a towel or something up there, like I did, to protect your hood. All right. Let's give it a whack. Alright, switches are on. I got it on AUX 3, I think it was. I'll probably move it to AUX 2, but right now it should be on that one. Oh, let's get back out of here. And the lights are definitely on. Let's turn them off, make sure they go off. And now they're off. One thing I think I will do is change the backlight on this to white And I think you got to turn it off, hold it for 3 seconds, come on, and then you can cycle through green, blue, white. That's what I want. Then you just hold it on again. Yep, lights came on, lights are off. All right, we're gonna call this one a win. I'll go ahead and get everything buttoned back up, and I'll bring you guys back for one final review. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so I've got everything buttoned up, everything wire tied and secure. Very pleased with the way everything fit in here, how easy it was to run the wire for the controller. Like I said, the excess, you can kind of see, I just wire tied, tucked away in here. And everything in here is put back together as well. Just gonna put the freedom panels back in. But as you can see, I really do like this design and how unintrusive it is. So everything's back together, tested. So we're gonna call this one complete. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know, I usually don't recommend a product unless I really believe in it. And again, I'm definitely not sponsored by these people, but this is one of the best products I've ever installed for ease. You can do it by yourself. It is a one person install. It's not hard at all. You know, on a good day, take your time. You can do it in 2.5 hours, no problem at all. So again, if you have any questions about the install or the product, feel free to leave me a comment, and I will definitely be sure to respond. I think next we're going to do the hitch install, the receiver install, and hopefully if the weather holds out today, we may do that today. If not, maybe tomorrow. Okay, until next time, you all take care, and I'll talk to you later.